Halftime. Official halftime. So the live here, I'm seeing 20 points, total of 51. You really want to jump in on Excuse me, Minnesota. I see that because Alfredo has Minnesota for tomorrow. Um, I, I'm getting 20 points with the. You want to take 20 at this point? I can't say I want to take 20. I will understand if you want 20 points. You're not 24/7. Maybe you get 10 out of you get 10 points from Green Bay second half, right? Maybe they slow it down. I don't know. I like the under in this game because I thought this would be a kind of 34-3 kind of game. You know, maybe it's going to be a 38-14 kind of game or 13. Alfredo's like, me tomorrow. I got the Vikings tomorrow. Once everyone got on the Bengals, I knew that. I said, you know what? The boss man's here. Here he is.
Hello? I don't know if it's me frozen or you frozen. Hello? Hello, hello? 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 I think we are frozen. Guessing? Tim Earl, can you hear me?
That is the freeze, baby. That is the standard freeze.
I thought it was me.
No, that is no matter what time of day, 46, it's a freeze frame on StreamYard.
It's got to be your internet. It's got to be something with the
at 46 minutes. But it doesn't stop.
Well, I wasn't frozen.
No, I know, but for me, it's the Twitter still works. I'm watching live on Twitter. I freeze on Twitter, but I can watch me stream, and all the comments keep coming up on YouTube. It's all the same. I have no idea what happens.
All right. Higgs, I don't know how you did, but I was having an unbelievable day. And then the Raiders just stopped trying to score.
You're up 20. This is the thing I don't understand about coaching. You get in a position where it's like, we're going to take you're up. I don't care that you're up 23-3. I mean, Arizona was totally embarrassed. This is why I said I had the Raiders at 2.5 on the sites, right? The guys come out early, got 2.5. Wonderful. Up to 5.5. At that point, I'm like, I think about taking Arizona at that number because you get humiliated. Kind of like the Rams. You got humiliated on national TV. It's a weird how you don't think these guys are going to come back on you? I don't know who the worst coach today. Denver? I mean, Denver's got to go.
The Browns.
The Browns? Well, I mean, listen,
I told everybody
take the Jets today. I said take the Jets again. Take the over.
So I had a parlay.
Going to be on Cleveland.
I had a parlay the over with the Lions game, so it was easily. And the Browns, and they score that touchdown. You know, if the guy goes down at the 1 yard line, game's over.
Game's over. No.
He scores. They miss the extra point. As soon as he missed that extra point, I said,
"Here we go.
They're going to lose."
Craig, I say this all the time. People, I see it on Twitter, like, "Oh, if this happened, bro, make a stop defense. You want to rip Tony Romo because he throws an interception in the end zone. You want to Garoppolo. Let's go down the line. The Bears, whatever team. The Purdue game against Penn State. Everybody's like, oh, they shouldn't make a tackle defense. That's what you got to do. Don't.
Yeah.
All you got. Not only do you have to just make one touchdown, stop 2 touchdowns and an onside kick.
The onside, but to me, like, I'm not saying he was selfish, but if the player, you got to be smart. You have to know they were out of timeouts. Just go down at the 1 yard line, fall down. We take 3 kneels, and we go home a 7-point winner. Instead,
and 2-0, 2-0 in division.
The only way to lose is if you actually score.
Well,
so listen. Think about this: the Giants are 2-0. The Raiders are 0-2. Like the Bengals are 0-2. Like the teams that are 2-0 and the teams that are 0-2, like there's a lot of teams obviously 1-1, but
Not
shocking.
shocked. Not shocked at the 0-2 Bengals. Not shocked.
I was
Last
a
year I
little bit
thought they
because
were.
they actually outplayed both teams, and like
You
you
find ways
can't
to lose. You
you
can't throw
can't get
5
down.
interceptions.
You can't get down. Like you just can't keep getting down every game. It just there's too much to overcome
Yeah.
in these games. And but like this Packers game, absolutely just getting run.
Well, listen, I had the Rams. I had Atlanta plus 13.5. I took the
That
Rams
was
in
my
the
only winner
circa
was the
at 10.
Falcons.
I had 13, and then I had that on site, but I had 10 in the circus. So I'm thinking I'll get a middle here. I don't mind. Tens, I could see something like 34,
Yeah,
24, even a push. I'll be happy with. And now that game could have been easy blowout.
yeah,
The
that's true.
Rams pissed away. Really, they were on their way. That game, every time I looked up, I was like, oh, this is Atlanta's shooting themselves in the foot. And then here we go, third, fourth quarter. Like, why do
Higgs,
I feel like this game's good?
what do you think of this in game? Okay, halftime is 24-7
Yeah,
Packers. The in game line is plus 20 for
20.
the game and 51. I actually like the over in this game. I didn't like it, but I do now. I think over 51 because
Yeah,
they're running the ball so effectively, the Packers. So even if you obviously you're trying to run the clock out, you say, hey,
block.
we're just going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball 3 times and get first downs.
Yeah,
First downs.
and he'll still throw a
Um,
pass. It's not like he's not going to throw a pass or two.
yeah,
You know.
and the Bears will have to pass the ball down the field. They're not going to get back in this game running
No.
the ball and
Yeah,
running the clocks. I like that over.
I'm with
I like
Johnny
the
over.
in game 51.
Yes.
At 20, I still don't think the Bears cover. They can't stop anybody at all, like at all.
You think? Well, listen, we said this last week. We're about that Denver game. You thought, oh, you just need 2 touchdowns here to go over this total, right? It was like a 10 or something, right? Who the team had a 10 total? We're thinking Seattle could score 10 points in the second half, or Denver, whoever it was. Somebody had a 10, and you got nothing.
Yeah.
Now, do you think Green Bay gets a 14 spot, 2 touchdowns second half to get this? We need at least 2 from them to get to this 21 or 51. I should say. I'm sorry.
I'm going to be honest. I think Green Bay's going to score 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like they've just ran the ball straight down the field. And then every once in a while, just to keep teams honest, you're going to have to, play action pass to keep, to run pass options, RPOs. Like it ain't going to be pretty. I think the over. I think Green Bay still covers.
If the coach, if any of these guys watched any games today, you'd think that they're not going to come out and run the ball 3 times and say, we're just going to hold them. We'll just hold them there. Don't worry about it. I don't think that's going to be going through anybody's minds.
Richie P, I did not join the Circa this year. I had some scheduling conflicts. I couldn't get to Vegas. So, of course, you got to be there to join live, which is the dumbest thing. Like, if I can have a proxy, like, why can't I? Like, I guess the only deal would be then the proxy could get the money. Like, if I had them join for me and then we win, they take the money and I guess that's the only worry. But I did not join. If I did, I actually had a pretty decent day. Other than I had the over early in the Bucks game. That was over. That thing was like completely out of whack when I heard all those guys that were held out the last minute. I expected a couple of them to be out, but like everybody was out on that one. So that one I lost, and I did that. The Raiders game though, like that one is you're at home. Like I did hear a terrible stat after I made the bet, which I knew that Derek Carr was not a great home favorite. Like he's like 4-19 in his career or something like that. Hasn't been a favorite a lot, obviously, as long as he's been like 4-19. So the curse got me.
Also, everybody's running to say, "Oh, the Raiders." That offensive line. I thought last year the offensive line was going to be in problems. They somehow made it to the playoffs. Like maybe it's going to show its ugly head here for them. I mean, they got some playmakers.
They wanted, though. They just really decided
did they just stop
that
playing?
Yeah, I watched the whole game because I
didn't watch the
I
whole
had the
game.
Bengals on one game on TV and I had that one on the other, and they just kind of stopped pressing the ball down the field. They even got and let's be honest. I mean, they called that Kyler Murray scrambling for his life, and they called that hold in the end zone when they stopped him on 4th down and gave him the first down. Like I thought that was a little ticky tack because I mean the guy was running for his life. Once he's out of the pocket, you can't but of course it's hard. You can't go back and review penalty like that, so they couldn't But if
Well,
they would have reviewed it, it would have not.
I thought he'd even hold on to the pass. I saw the replays. I'm like, could be a little bobble there, but
Well, they called it a
for the
catch on the
2-point
field
conversion,
touchdown.
they called
Yeah,
it, so it's
yeah.
tough to overturn that, obviously. But
But you cannot let your foot off the gas. The NFL these players are too good. When they were down 16, I'm like, dude, this is a problem. This is going to be a problem. They're going to need to score another touchdown. My girlfriend's like, no, I'm like, trust me, I've seen this a million times. Once you try to score, and you're up 8, so you're not going to take any chances because you're like, hey, we can't lose this game. Even if they stop, we punt. And,
It's funny. I put on Twitter, Craig, I'm like, people actually thought that Kansas City was going to lose this division. Like, oh, Russ is going to cook up with Denver. Yeah, I had Denver in the over today. How'd that work out for me? That team looks so terrible at times. That coach is. I was watching some of that game. My son was watching. I popped in watching with him. I'm like, how do you get it's 4th and 1. What do they have? A delay a game or something? They're gonna go for it. Then they punt. Hi, we'll give up we won't go for a 50-yard field goal at home. We'll do a 60-yard field goal on the road. Like what? How does this guy have a job? This is the guy who's supposed to lead overtake
the funny
Andy
thing
Reid.
Is Russell Wilson kind of forced his way out because he didn't agree with the coaching.
That's fine. And you know what? I saw them not complete a pass inside the red zone on inside the 3-yard line with him to 5 straight incomplete passes.
To me, it's like, be careful what you wish for. I always say, be careful what you wish for. You're at the end of your career. You think you're going to be able to force your way out. You're going to go to somewhere else and it's going to work. It's worked for a lot of guys. Peyton Manning went to the Super Bowl. There's a lot of guys out there that didn't work for. And, he had a pretty good thing going in Seattle. That team would have been about 500 and maybe one game over. I don't think they're going to be like a Super Bowl. I don't think that Denver team's a Super Bowl team.
I thought, I didn't think they're a Super Bowl team. I thought they'd be better. So I thought today they'd come in here after that loss and be like, you know what? Let him throw the ball all over the place. Guys would catch it.
That was the problem. Passes. That short week is such a
Yeah, but
such
off
a killer in the NFL.
It is, but off a game like that, you'd think you'd rebound a little bit.
Like I thought the Rams. I thought, that's why I had the Falcons. I was like, they had that extra, but at the line moved all the way to. I got it actually 10.5. I'm thinking, maybe they're actually a little rusty because they had too long. And then you had these other teams, coming on a short week. Now this week we have 2 Monday Night Football games, so they're going to have 4 teams in short weeks. I still don't understand why are they having 2 games this week and not 2 games on week 1.
I have no idea. I locked in that Atlanta out of the gate. I locked in 13.5. I'm like, you know what? Rams by 10. And then it came down to 10. I'm like, ooh, I'll jump in some Rams here at 10. They look good first half. I mean, come on, it was 21-7, 21-3. They first half, it was like, they look good. I was worried about the over.
Kind of like, it probably should have been 14-7.5. I was kind of watching that. And, some bad, at the end, you always you got to take the seconds off the clock and be like, hey, if we don't score, we're not going to leave any time. Of course, it didn't work out. They ended up going down 21-7. So I actually thought at halftime the play was to bet, because I thought that game was a little closer than the 21-7, halftime score. But it's once again, the Rams took their foot off the gas. It's very similar to the Raiders game. Very similar to the Browns game.
And then you have these late block punt for a touchdown, fumble next possession, and the Raiders, Hunter Renfrow, 2 straight fumbles. I mean, hold on to the ball. Hold on to the ball. What other crazy games were there? Anything else? No, I guess we pretty much covered it, right?
I thought the Bucs game was pretty crazy because that game was
it was like 3.
It was 3-3 for.
It was 3-3. What do you have, 5 interceptions?
I literally flip it, and all of a sudden I turn back, and they're up by 2 touchdowns. I'm like, what?
Yeah, would they have a long pick for 7 or something in that game?
I'm going to be honest. I didn't even go back and look. At that point, I'm just like, all right, how am I going to – because I had the over in that game. I'm thinking, okay, how can I get tied? Because if they tied it up, I would have had a chance at the over then. I'm like, let's tie it up. Obviously, it didn't happen. But
I had the Saints. I thought I was looking good. Saints 4.5. Yeah.
Detroit Lenny should be doing like the touchdown dance because his Lions, that offense is dangerous. Like they're going to be a fun team to watch. They're not going to be like that defense isn't stopping many people, but that's going to be a fun team to watch if you're a Detroit fan at least.
They're 7.5-point dogs this week to the Minnesota, and I want to jump on Minnesota. I see 7.
Right?
I see 7.5. I say this all the time. I jump on. I'm a fave guy at 7.5 and a dog guy at 6.5 because all I hear is Oh, you just got to win by a touchdown. It's 6.5. How come the Browns aren't going to win by a touchdown? Oh, Cincinnati's going to beat Pittsburgh by a touchdown. Like, and insert team will beat the other team by a touchdown, just covered a half a point. And everybody's like, I'll take that extra half. Now, I think the 7.5s truck teams and the 6.5s are doggies outright.
I very seldom will bet a favorite at 7.5. I almost always will buy them down to 7 because it's like I'll pay the 10 cents or 15 cents depending on the book, the juice, because it's like I do not want to dominate, be up late, up 14. They give up a late touchdown and then I lose. So I very seldom will play a 7.5 minus 7.5. Obviously, if you like this plus 7.5, then that's not a problem. The same way, if I have plus 6.5, I'm almost always going to buy the half a point to get plus 7. Those are tough for me.
I think 6.5 for me. It's dog's going to win outright most of the time. I just think they're right there. They want you.
That's a tough game for Minnesota off of a road trip. That's a long trip to go to Philly, and Philly is good. I think that's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a track meet tomorrow.
I'm hoping. I'm high on Minnesota. I like the offense. I got them +2 tomorrow. See how they do. But
Minnesota, you like Minnesota tomorrow? Yeah. I'm on a total in that game, but the other game, the Bills.
Tennessee.
I mean, this is one of those games. Either the Bills are going to win by a bazillion, or the Titans win outright. That's just the type of the league it is.
Correct. Last week in here, I said, or the week before when we were doing look at it, I said, Bills are going to win. They'll beat the Rams. I said, Giants will beat Tennessee, and this line's going to go from 7 to 10. Bet the Bills right now. And
I thought it'd go more than 10.
It's 10. And you got revenge from last year. I had Tennessee last year, upset them in Tennessee. No way. Bills are on. They're on a mission this year. You saw it in week 1. I think it's going to be. I was talking to somebody. They kind of like Tennessee. They're winning it. It's going to be like 34-13. This is a 20-point game for them.
Think about it. They played on open Thursday. They don't play till Monday night. I mean, it's like they have no excuses. I mean, you should be at home. Like this is,
This is a 30.
I stayed away from that game
plus.
I just got scared because Tennessee, they have the type. If you're going to beat Buffalo, in my opinion, you can't. I don't think there's any team outscoring Buffalo this year. Maybe Kansas City.
You got to keep the offense off the field.
You have to keep them off the field, and they're the one team in the league that can hey, we're just going to run it all 3 downs and just matriculate down the field. Now, I do think the other team might be in their division. I think both. Well, I don't know about Miami, but I think the Patriots, they can run the ball, play action pass, run the ball, be conservative. That's the type of team you have to be. You put Buffalo out there and give them 60 plays in a game, it's over. You're going to lose unless he turns the ball.
I had Pitt today in circa +2. I wasn't that New England offense doesn't do it for me. And what's his name up there? He's had
2 plays.
He's had 2 plays. He's had the Pats number, so he's pretty good versus New England. That guy.
I mean, it's like
Dermott's done a good job versus New England.
Actually, they're pretty similar teams. Both Pittsburgh and New England this year.
Yeah,
they basically are going to run, take a big shot down the field. If you can keep them from that 1 or 2 big shots they have per quarter or per half, you're going to beat them.
And that's what I thought. I thought Pitt had a little better edge at receiver. I thought they'd pull that out today in some kind of 13-10 fashion.
I think if Pittsburgh was healthy, if they had Najee Harris and they had Watt, I think they win that game pretty easily. I think they actually would have been favored, I think, if they had those 2 guys.
I thought Najee was supposed to play today. When initially he was scheduled, he's fine. He'll play on Sunday, and then, of course, he's a no-show.
I think winning last week allowed them to say, hey, let's take an extra week with Najee Harris. Let's don't, make this a season-long, injury where he's week in, week out. So I'm excited to see this coming week. I think there's some interesting games, though. Like you said, there's some teams, you have 4 teams coming off of Monday Night Football. That is first time I can ever remember, other than the COVID year, right? No, we had some years with the COVID year, we had some teams playing on Tuesday, then have to come back and play on Sunday, if you remember.
Okay.
And I think we've had some with hurricanes and stuff, but it's very, very rare that we have 4 teams coming off Monday Night Football, unless it's the first week of the year. So, interestingly enough, the Colts, after not scoring today against the Jaguars, are only a 6.5-point dog against the Chiefs. I thought that line.
It was 3. It's 6.5. High. I got KC -3 already. It was 3 earlier.
But I was thinking 7.5 to 9 because
it was 3. It was. I bet them. I got them. They're -3. It's 6. I was going to say, yeah, it's
What's the thing?
a
Pittman,
3.
I guess, will be back. Your receiver,
Doesn't
your
make a
star
difference.
receiver.
This coach is getting fired after they lose 40-14. I mean, I
Oh,
thought Matt
oh,
Ryan. I thought like for me, the Colts and the Chargers. Instead of everybody being on the Chiefs and Bills, I'm like, you know what, Colts and
I
Chargers.
like the
I
Colts
got,
as a Super Bowl. I bet them
you
as a
know,
Super Bowl.
yeah. I thought you got the coaches. I used to like the coach. He's been bad this year, but solid defense. I got a running game. I got a Super Bowl quarterback who's again. We talk about guys going places, changing, still doing his thing. Yeah, they look terrible. I think this guy's gonna get fired this week.
The Rams, interested in Rams Cardinals next week. Only 4.5 points. The
Yep,
Rams.
four and a
I
half.
think like
I got the Ram. I took the Rams. I'm like, for me, that's a misleading final for both teams.
yes,
And
yes. If the Rams win by 3 touchdowns plus, and the Cardinals, like the Raiders, didn't let their foot off the gas, that would have been a big margin. That line would be a lot different. That line would probably be 6.5 to 7.5.
Yep.
So it's like, I think you're getting basically free money there with a much better team. And the Rams, they very easily could have lost that game. I mean, that was even the crazier part.
Yeah, I thought they were going to lose
it.
at the end. I thought that was a loser. I'm like, man, a Falcons outright. I was like, here it comes. Which, hey, maybe it would have been better for a Rams, me as back in the Rams right here.
How about
but
the
you got,
Packers Bucks?
Listen, 34-11, 30-23, 37-20, 18-7, 38-20. He's owned Cliffy. So I don't see much change in here.
How about the Packers Bucks? That's like the Packers look like they've, obviously you fixed your woes.
It's a 3 and a 47.5 here. I got no real. I want to.
Tampa Bay has not looked good on offense.
Yeah, I want to say take an under here. Am I wrong thinking under?
I don't know. Like the Packers, when they're able to run the ball, but they can't. Tampa didn't allow much rushing game today. You have to throw the ball down the field, and I don't know that's going to be an interesting game.
Didn't we see them play here last year? Right? How did they do last year?
They played the last few years, I think.
Yeah.
We have. I've got the head-to-head here.
31-25 and 38-10 the last 2 years.
The 31-26 last year.
31-26, I'm sorry, and 38-10. Tampa's taking care of business both time, and it was always a 3. Always a 3. The one on the road last year, and then 2 years ago, big win down here. I'm going to go under here, I think, for you. I know we've seen 50 points in both these other games. I say no. I'm going to say under.
Tampa's talking about some ugly primetime games, though. The Sunday game is 49ers Broncos. And the Monday night game is Dallas and the Giants.
Yeah.
Like not the I'm sure when you made these, you were thinking different. You think the Dallas offense is going to be the number one offense in the league.
And this line's now a 3, by the way. This is a 3 now.
Which one?
Dallas is now +3.
Yeah, which they won, obviously. And the Giants even 2-0. I mean, they haven't necessarily been what's the word? They haven't been. They're not like they're blowing people out. It's like every game is for them is going to be close when they win. They're just not the most explosive team, And they play teams that will allow you to play that type of style. Dallas isn't like theirs. I mean, that offense went from being number 1 last year. I don't know what it ranks right now, but I'm guessing it's near the bottom of the league.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
23 points.
You're still missing offensive linemen. You got 1 wide receiver, and you got a backup quarterback right now. How about the Thursday night game?
Let's see. The Thursday game is the Steelers-Browns. This is a tough one. Obviously, I'm hoping since Harris didn't play this week, I'm hoping he'll be able to go. That would make this game much more interesting. The Browns have played in 2 shootouts so far. I thought the defense was going to be the strength of this team while Watson was out. Not so much. The Steelers have played in 2 under games. I kind of think the over here.
40 looks a little low. This is the same reason I took the over in the Jet game. I'm like 40. You could get 40 like by accident with these 2 teams.
With Kobe Brissett at quarterback, a pick 6 is always always a chance.
Yeah.
But also I got not like a guy that won't throw a pick either.
I got Garrett on the other side who could come in, strip sack, and the ball's on the ground, and all of a sudden I'm in business going the other way.
Yeah, I would say the over here. We also don't have Watt, TJ Watt. So, like, you don't have your best pass rusher. A short week. I always think, and I don't know what the history is. I don't know the exact stats. I know a few years back, the overs on Thursday night were unbelievable.
They've been on. It's been an under one lately, though. I think
But lately, the
Tim's brought up
primetime
a
games
lot
have
of
been
unders.
under.
Yeah.
So, but this is almost out of hand. When you get to the 40s numbers, like, you can be bad offensively and get 41 and 42.
Yeah.
6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
2 pretty good field goal kickers too. I don't know. That's I'm gonna have to really look into this one. This one's gonna be stay up late one night. This is the type of game. Usually, I see a game, I pretty much have a strong opinion on the game.
Exactly.
Like, I do not have a strong opinion just looking at it right away. I mean,
No.
It's like you got to really step down. I as much as I think the Steelers offense, they have so many weapons at receiver. I'm like,
that's why I liked them today. I'm like, come on, Trubisky, just make a pass. Like,
but
come on.
Trubisky is like, he so doesn't want to make a mistake, because early in his career, I think that's what really held him back, is all the turnovers. I just would love to see Kenny Pickett get thrown in here. I just think he has way more upside.
Here's the thing: he comes in and then he wets the bed. He's terrible. He's in there for
you
a
can't
good
go back.
That's
I know. Like,
So
once you go to him, it's over. But it's like the upside.
3-15. You
It's
want to do that?
almost like, remember when Ben Roethlisberger, his rookie year, remember they had to go to him because of injuries to
Tommy Maddox. Maddox.
And that's almost the same thing here. If if he got banged up and he got thrown in there, I think then he would never lose that job. But I think you're right. If he goes in and Trubisky's not hurt, you can't go back to Trubisky.
That's it.
And then you kind of can ruin. Although rookie quarterbacks all start now, like all your primetime top first round picks, like pretty much start. Like, that's just the way it is now in the NFL. I mean, even guys that are in the second, third round start now. I mean, if high second round at least. So I don't know. I think, like, this team.
I enjoy. If
they've
you're
got a great defensive run game.
If you're sitting behind, you're Aaron Rodgers. You got to sit behind Brett Favre. All right, you're Brett Favre. Like, Mitch Trubisky. Maybe let's give him half a season and then put him in. See how we are. Are we 6-2? Are we 5-3 or something? Like, give him. See how he gets you. And if you're playoff bound, you leave him in there. He's a veteran. If things are going awry,
though, that the Browns are 1-1, the Steelers are 1-1, the Ravens are 1-1, and the Bengals are 0-2. So like, if the Ravens hold on and win today, and they were 2-0, and you're 1-1, like, I think you start to, and then next week you lose, you're 1-2. Like, but now, if teams all around you, you're in the division. That's why I think, like, people are panicking, especially in Cincinnati, because obviously I'm from Cincinnati, so I see a lot of that on my Facebook, Twitter. It's like, dude, both games they've played terrible, and they've been in the game to win the game.
Exactly.
That's the good teams can win not playing great. Now, unfortunately, they didn't pull those out. But it's like, if they just take care of some of the little mistakes, penalties, like, they win both of these games. You have last week, if you have a backup snapper, a long snapper. Yeah.
I mean, you don't throw 4 interceptions, you might have a shot.
Yeah, like, you're going to have those games you throw interceptions, but it's like, dude, you got to be able to make an extra point. Like, an extra point. It's not like a 50-yard field. You make an extra point, they win that game, and no one, and they're 1-1 right now, and everybody would be like,
it's 1-1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they'd be so upset because you got to beat that. I mean, you got to go and beat a backup quarterback. Now at 7, I don't think they should have won by 7. I would have.
I don't know if Cooper Rush is going to be the backup quarterback anymore.
Well, they said Dak might come back next week or the week after.
2 weeks. If he ends up going 2-1 or 3-0 while he's the starting quarterback, I don't know if Dak's going to end up going right back in there. I mean, I would be like, hey, his thumb's still not bothered. It's still not quite right. I'm going to hold him out an extra couple of weeks. I mean, if you're winning, I think I would stay with Cooper Rush.
Listen, I agree. But like everything, you got a 40 guy making $40 million. They're going to put him in there.
Maybe. I mean, we've seen Drew Bledsoe sit on the sideline, and the Patriots won the Super Bowl.
I mean, that's Bill Belichick.
They have a great defense.
That's not Jerry Jones up top saying, no, play my guy.
They have the best, in my opinion, the best defensive player in football now on their side.
Parsons.
I mean, he is like, he wrecks every play. Every play, it doesn't matter run or pass. He is so fast. I mean, he can rush the passer. He can run down a running back. He is just a beast. They're going to win a lot of ugly games this year. I have a feeling Dallas Cowboys. They're not going to score a lot of points. I think they're going to be a pretty good under team. So
Bears moving the ball. They're inside over here. It looks like behind me on the side of me.
Bears. We're going to
Inside
need
the
them.
30.
Need them for the over.
51. Over to 51.
I think a lot of people, and I was, on the free pick show, I gave out.
Here's 3. 24-10. You got 3. You got a 3 spot on the board.
I gave out the Bears this morning. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but I did.
Pack were my best bet today, but I mean, I had some.
I just was like double digits in the NFL just seems like, and he's owned like Chicago's like, dude, it's not like Chicago won that game. You have lost to him so many times. It's like eventually you have to win or keep it close once or twice.
You think? Maybe.
These two knuckleheads don't recognize the true kings of the North. Group meeting Monday morning. Hey, the Lions. They've been they've been favored once in 3 years now, something like that, and they're 1-0. Like maybe that's the key. They just need to be favored.
Look at this
They
guy.
just need to be favored more often, and they would be good. Unfortunately, they're one of the worst teams in football the last 2 or 3 years. So,
yeah. So back this game, I'm like you, no opinion on. This doesn't grab me.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna rewatch the Browns game because I felt like they played really good for 3 quarters. And
they played good for 4, except for the last minute and 56 seconds of the game where they gave up 2 touchdowns.
But I want to watch it back because a lot of times guys are open and they just let's see what it looks like when I rewatch that game. I don't rewatch every game. I do watch several of them back because now you do that NFL thing where they take out all the commercials and all the in between plays.
Yeah. And what's that? The NFL replay?
Like an hour and 5 minutes you can watch. Sometimes less. Sometimes it's like 55 minutes you can watch all the plays. And this is a game I want to watch because one, it's a Thursday night football game, so I'm going to have a play on it. And I don't know. The Patriots are the team. If the Patriots win this week and they go 2-1 to start, like you just have to say Bill Belichick is the greatest coach because that team is not very good.
No,
they're not.
I don't think the defense I think is fine. The offense,
they're better than average. Like they're in the top 10 to 12 teams in the league in defense. Which if you're there, like it's splitting hairs at that point when you're in that top 12. On any given day, you can be the top 3 or 4. You can be in the 10th or 12th. So to me, it's like they're right there with some of the best teams in football and defense. They're good on special teams usually. Their offense is just
Joe Judge and Matt Patricia. That's another reason why I couldn't take them as a favorite. Are you kidding me? On the road against Tomlin?
They have no imagination now that Josh McDaniels is gone. When Josh McDaniels was there, even with Mac Jones, they would do some things every once in a while. You would be like, man, that's the Patriots being the Patriots. Now it's like Matt Patricia's like.
He wasn't very exciting for Vegas today, the second half.
Yeah, I don't. They didn't have the ball a lot. I will say that is the one thing. Like they just didn't have the ball. They had 50 plays ran the second half against them, and it was
because when you get the ball and you run the ball, you go 3 and out. Yeah. Well, you're not going to be able to,
I mean, the one time they stopped them and they got the ball on the 10-yard line, so they were backed up. So I get it, but they threw 2 of the 3. They might have thrown all 3 times, but at worst. They threw 2 of the 3 times. I think they threw all 3, and you're backed up. And I was now they were safe passes, but I'm like, dude, this was when you run the ball, run. At least get out to the 20-yard line. So if we punt, we kind of we're not backed up. And then they didn't, and they ended up giving it to them basically midfield, and they came right down, scored a touchdown, got the 2-point conversion, and it was within 8. I said, I'm screwed. I was at -5.5. I was like, I'm done. And my girlfriend was like,
the ratings on the wall. You just know.
Lost. And I'm like, trust me. Like they're going to be conservative because you can't lose. You figure like at worst you're probably going to overtime. That's exactly what happened. They just got conservative on offense, punted, and they had that last possession. I mean, they had to stop them 8 times within the 5-yard line, and they stopped them 7. And I still think the pass interference was bullshit, but that's just part of the game now.
Total's down to 47.5 now in game
because of that field goal,
and 16 for
If you're down that much and
15.
You kick a field goal, you're just basically saying, we're just trying to keep this close.
Yeah. We're going to try to get that backdoor cover.
Yeah,
We score here.
Yeah.
We're within 10. We're within 10. We're going to exert a garbage touchdown and screw everybody's
What game was I watching?
teasers.
Oh, I had the over in the San Diego State game this weekend. And for you guys that didn't watch, Utah could have scored 49 themselves, but they were up 35-0, and they put their backups in. But San Diego State, you know, their starting quarterback went down like 4 or 5 minutes, 6 minutes into the game, and it completely, you know, obviously they scored.
You lose your quarterback.
They had the ball twice inside the 20, and they didn't kick the extra point, or they didn't kick the field goal. Like a lot of coaches would kick. They end up scoring 1 touchdown, but the other time they went, you know, they didn't get anything. But Brady Hoke was like, I'm not just taking 3. You know, I'm not just trying to get, you know, lose 35-3. So they scored a touchdown. They kick off.
He's still over there, Brady Hoke, old Michigan guy.
Well, they were really good. Remember last year they won 11 or 12 games, and this team was supposed to be pretty good. Now they've lost to Arizona at home when they opened up the new stadium, which was bad. I think the Arizona team's not bad, but still, I mean, like they should have won that game. Then you come back and you play Utah, your other premier game, and it was never close. I get it. Your quarterback goes down, but those are like I love coaches that are like, I'm not just putting a field goal up just so I don't get shut out. Yeah. You know, I'm going to try to score a touchdown here, and you know, because that's just like a moral victory. It's like patting your guys on the back. Okay, we lost 35-3.
Go for it.
And you never know. That quarterback could be the guy that has to play this coming week.
Yes.
You don't know with injuries, like, you know, if the guy will be able to play or not. So to me, it's like now
he's
a touchdown. So I like that.
I mean, this is a whole nother thing. You recruited the guy there anyway. You thought he was good enough to send him a scholarship and give him, you know, $50,000 to come there for free. You know, give him an education and probably give him a little car or something on the side, right? I mean, what's an education? I don't know what college costs there, but for an average kid going there, I don't know what it costs.
It's in California. I'm guessing it's 50 or 60.
You know, so like, and you're not going to let the guy throw the ball? Go out there, see what you got. I don't understand.
The Pac-12 doesn't even matter this year because the only team any good is USC. I mean, that team is. I don't care what happens. I want USC to run the table, and I want to see what that offense will look like against Georgia or Alabama because that's most likely who they.
I don't know. I think I had the USC over the other day. I didn't get there. It's 68.
I didn't get there because it wasn't because of them. It was because the other team didn't score. I mean, the quarterback went down on the other team as well.
I had a 68 and a half. 68 and a half. I went to 74, and I ended up with a loser. Okay, all of my good line moves, I can't catch one. Like I'm hoping by the end of the season they bounce out a little bit. Got me some plus value there. But
if you watch the game, USC could have done whatever they want. With San Diego State or the Fresno State quarterback went down around halftime or right before halftime, I think it was, and that was it. They didn't have a chance.
Nah, what are you gonna do?
But that USC team, I want to see that offense. Because it's the same. Obviously, it's Lincoln Riley, so we've seen it at Oklahoma, and it didn't work against. But this offense, they didn't just go get the best quarterback around that was available. They went out and got the best receiver, the best running back available. They went out and got the best. I mean, they went out and got some studs. Now that defense, I don't think is going to stop many people, but I would love to see Georgia defense, Alabama defense against Lincoln Riley and that offense and see what it looked like. I think that'd be fun.
They're 6.5 point favorites at Oregon State this week.
That's going to be a tough one. Oregon State, for you guys that haven't watched, very good. Oregon State went. They won the opener against Boise as an underdog. Won the second game as a slight underdog at Fresno State. Right? Yes.
Yes.
That Fresno State team's a pretty good team, especially when their quarterback. They beat them with their quarterback before he got injured. So. Like, that's a pretty good team, but I don't think they can stay with BYU. They can score. I think it might be what's the over-under on that game?
68.
Oh. Oregon State's going to score 25-30.
Those are just big numbers.
That is a ton of points. But if USC's competitive in a competitive game, they score so fast. The only reason the total didn't really hit in that game, they were up by so much, they slowed the pace down. But when they're humming, ooh, what's the first half over? That's what I would play that game because they've scored a ton in the first half.
Not posted. Probably in the 30s.
It's usually a little more than half. So you can usually divide it by 2 and add 1 or 2, 3 points. That's usually
Well, some teams you get a little heavier juice on teams like your Bama stuff, thinking, all right, you know they're going to come out and do X instead in the first half.
I mean, competitive games.
This game's a little, exactly.
Games that with lines that are under 30. It's usually 2 or 3 points. Like games that are in those, when it's 20, 4 touchdowns plus, like you said, it's hey, Alabama wants to win this first half by 40 because they would like to not have to play the starters, in the second half if they can keep
So,
them.
so we're entering the fourth quarter here. That was the fastest 15 minutes you've seen in NFL
What's the
on a
score?
Thursday. 24-10. So here
Oh, no.
comes the back
The
door.
over
Yeah.
doesn't look good.
Oh, not even over 41 is not going to get there. I mean, this game's going to end maybe 27-17. Maybe.
Well, it would get interesting, right? If they score. What's the
It
score?
might be 24-10.
So a touchdown makes it.
Bears getting the ball here. Start the fourth on a punt.
So a touchdown makes it very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think the only other thing that we haven't talked about, Higgs, and I've had about 10 emails about it, and we haven't done it because my schedule has been an absolute shit show the last 2 weeks.
Hidden gems?
We haven't, yes. Everybody's been asking for it. I'm like, so I did not schedule it on Wednesday on the schedule I just sent you, but I think we should start off, or probably finish this coming Wednesday's Power Hour with a Hidden Gems. The Hidden Gems.
Yeah. People, somebody brought that up in the midday money. So in the midday money, like, what on the Hidden Gems?
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know.
Although it is better once because it's harder to find hidden gems when it's like these teams are playing like the 1AA schools and stuff. It's much easier when they get into when the Sun Belt's playing each other and the MAC's playing each other, and because then, or it's like the Big Ten's playing each other, and it's Indiana and Illinois playing, although they already played, and it's like that's game that's going to fly under the radar once we get into the Big Ten schedule. So we'll do it this week. I have already seen some of these games in college football. I'm like, some interesting games this week. Interesting games.
Yeah, I usually jump into a lot early. I mean, I got a good handful of games bet already. There's some good ones. Some good ones for sure. All right, now I got to dig for a hidden gem for the show.
Yeah, the one game that's not a hidden gem that I'm super interested to see this week is Tennessee and Florida, because I think Tennessee's looked pretty good. Like that win at Pitt was pretty good.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback. That guy, he could be.
And
grab him going overall number one. Grab a Hooker number one pick in the draft.
Florida, they have some elite talent. I mean, it's like they shoot themselves in the foot a lot. They're not a team that it seems like they do they take 5 good steps forward and they take three steps back on a sack. It's
this was a 7.5, and now it's about a 10.
That's interesting. I guess it's because Florida struggled the last 2 games, losing to Kentucky and then South Florida. I mean, to be honest, South Florida probably should have beat them.
Yeah.
So
terrible.
But that's interesting because you have 2 programs that want to take that step where they're in. I'm not saying the elite in the SEC, but that at least you're like that 3rd, 4th, 5th team behind Alabama and Georgia. And right now, Tennessee, they win this game. I mean, they're number 12 right now?
Yeah.
If they're number 12 right now, if they win this game, they're probably going to be a top 10 team, probably 8, 9, 10.
I'm as high on Tennessee starting the year, so I like Tennessee.
What does their schedule look like? Do they get away from? Obviously, they have to play Georgia. They're on that side of the league. But who do they have to play? Alabama this year?
I got the schedule right here. Hold on.
Because to me, that's always like the Big Ten and the SEC is always.
So
can you avoid Ohio State? Can you avoid Alabama, Georgia?
You want to see how good Tennessee's going to be? Florida at home, at LSU, home versus Alabama the 15th of October.
Oh, that's a brutal schedule. If they go 2-2, they've done something.
Florida,
they're not beating LSU,
Alabama, and then November 5th at Georgia.
Yeah, I don't think they can beat Alabama or Georgia. But if they run the table, and
I'll tell you what, Bama on the road has not been the juggernaut.
Last year they didn't cover, right, on the road.
They're let me pull up their last year's number here.
I believe they did not cover on the road last year, and they did not cover at A&M or at Texas. So, and they lost Miami, at A&M.
They crushed Miami at Florida, 31-29. Loser at A&M, 41-38. Mississippi State, they beat them by 40. Auburn, 24-22 in overtime.
Yeah,
and then Georgia, 41-24. 27-6 neutral Cincy, 33-18 loser.
The problem with Tennessee is, I love teams that score fast. It's fun to watch, but man, it puts your defense on the field a lot. And
they
it
get
seems
tired
like
out there.
always on the field. And if you're at Alabama and Georgia and maybe LSU where you have elite talent and unlimited resources, you probably have enough second and third string guys. You can just run them out. Tennessee's not that guy that has 2-3 deep guys that especially on defense. So.
This ain't 96, and
like if you could beat Alabama
like the
or Georgia,
balls.
that would be like if you beat Alabama or Georgia, they could run the table and get into the playoffs.
Yes,
but they're not beating Alabama, Georgia, and LSU in 6 weeks? No way. No way.
That's. I mean,
they better beat Florida because otherwise there's 4 more losses.
Justin Fields has the under. He just ran backwards for about 30 yards to take a sack. What was that play? Anybody to see that? I just turned around. I'm watching him in a snap just take a terrible sack. They're at the 35. They're going.
People, the Bears fans, and I get it. It's like Detroit Lenny. Like, hey, listen, if I had a team, and I was there, I was the Bengals fan. When your team stinks, you're just looking for hope. And it's like, if you're a Bears fan, you're like, we got Justin Fields. We won week 1. Like, dude, it was a monsoon. Like, no one
Trey Lance. Trey Lance is crap.
Yeah, they're against another second-year guy that's questionable. I mean, I feel bad when he broke his leg today, but to be very honest, the best quarterback is starting now. Jimmy Garoppolo gives them the best chance to win.
Their Super Bowl odds have dropped drastically. Here's my guy, Gucci Garoppolo, my baby. Here he comes.
This is a team you did. I mean, the Rams aren't that great this. In my opinion, I think the Rams are taking a step back this year. I don't think they're nearly as talented.
Nope.
This is a 49ers team that knows how to beat them too and to play them tough. Like that's not saying it was. I don't want injuries on anybody. If you're a San Francisco fan, congratulations, you have the better quarterback finally.
When this team goes back to the NFC Championship game, the Niners, are they going to be calling for Trey Lance next year to start the season? Again,
well, isn't the contract they cannot franchise him? Garoppolo.
I guess he's going to be gone.
He's a free agent, so you would have to break the bank to keep him at this point, and then you'd have to trade Trey Lance because
But I can't wait till they go to championship game, and then Lance comes in next year, and they're like a 500 team, and they don't get back ever to the championship game.
And listen, I was right there. I'm a Bengals fan. We made all those playoffs in a row with the Red Rifle and AJ Green, but I was like, he was never good enough to win a championship.
Bears going to score a touchdown here.
Are they?
Yeah, they're going in. They're on the 20.
What's the score again?
24-10.
It would be. This has been. If you won this week, congratulations. But you got some lucky breaks most likely because there wasn't many out there that. I mean, like if you had the Dolphins, you cash in the ticket. Don't get me wrong, but they were dead to rights. If you had the Jets, they were dead to rights. If you had the Cardinals at half, they looked like they were dead to rights. Like there wasn't many games that was like, hey, domination.
Yeah.
I mean, the Falcons were getting dominated. They came back and won. So it's like there wasn't. Yep. I'm trying to think. What was the game that was just the only game with the Jaguars? If you had the Jaguars, congratulations.
Yeah, it's a wire-to-wire easy winner.
Like that was they were. I mean, 0 points against the Jaguars after you lost to them the last game of the regular season to cost yourself
7. I think you lost 7 straight to them.
At Jacksonville, 7 straight, I believe.
Yeah.
But it's like it was the last game of last year that cost you, and it's not like it's a new coaching staff. This is the same coaching staff.
Yeah.
Different quarterback. But
it was all Carson Wentz's fault. You ran that guy out of town.
Well, Carson Wentz isn't any good. If you watch the Detroit game today, he just throws the ball in a general direction and hopes that he gets pass interference or a guy makes an unbelievable catch. He is a terrible quarterback. They made the right call there. The Colts did with getting rid of him because he's not.
You're bringing another old guy after. So who are they bringing in after?
Well,
Matt Ryan
now they're bringing in. Go get one. They
got to go
get a.
Is it Joe? Are they bringing in
Jimmy
Joe Flacco?
Garoppolo? Is what I would do.
Joe Flacco or Trubisky coming in here to lead this team next year?
This is the best. One of the best drafts for quarterbacks this year coming out. So I'm guessing they're going to go out and get C.J. Stroud or the what's his name, the Bama quarterback.
Young.
Yeah. Bryce Young.
But I mean, again, so you think, and the odds. Let's see, I'm just turning to watch the game here. They think the Colts are a Super Bowl team this year. Next year, you're going to go and just kind of reload with a rookie quarterback. Touchdown.
You don't have a choice. Like, you can't keep going to mortgage your future. Now, the only guy would be Jimmy Garoppolo because he'll be able to be a free agent if he's healthy.
Yeah.
And you could go get him. You don't have to touch him. But you can't keep trading your future draft picks looking to get an old quarterback and hope that he'll be able to rekindle. Now, it's one thing if you went and got Tom Brady, but you're getting Matt Ryan that's never run anything. You got Carson Wentz that his old team gave up on him. Like, it's to me, I think you'll see.
Fourth and inches from the. Oh, it's they're at the 10. Fourth and inches, they're going for it.
Oh, so it didn't score.
I thought I thought he was at the goal line on the replay. I just because I'm watching side view. I thought they went in, but it was.
Knowing the Bears,
they're challenging the spot of the ball.
That's how confident they are. It's fourth and inches. They're scared that they won't get it. I would just make Justin Field a running quarterback. I mean, I will give this. Baltimore has said, listen, we could protect him. We could just go back and
let him take off.
They're like, well, when he's running, it makes us the most explosive or one of the most explosive offenses. It's the same thing, Justin Fields.
Let's run through some of these games. So Ravens.
You see JoJo? He says he's a 49ers fan. They have a chance now. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Your 49ers went from being a team that was probably going to win 9 to 10 games and we're going to lose first game of playoffs. Now you're going to win 9 to 11 games and be for real in the playoffs.
Nate's got the Bears. He's got to be happy. Tim Roll's waking up.
Are they going to get this challenge?
I don't know. I'm on a commercial. I got a Wendy's commercial.
What'd you do in the circle?
Not good. I'm 1-3 right now. I had Dallas. I had Philly, Pittsburgh, loser. Dallas won. I had Denver and the Rams, and I got Green Bay. 2 dogs, 3 faves.
Like I said, this was a tough
in a circuit because again, I had on the sites I had Cincinnati plus 2.5. I have Falcons plus 13.5. I got the Raiders 2.5. I got good numbers, and then they come out. I'm like, I kind of like Carolina, kind of like Jets. I'm like, you know what? Give me Pittsburgh at home as a little dog. Maybe stupid. Dallas I thought was easy money. I said in chat today, I said Dallas is going to win this game like 17-13 or something. Dallas is winning this game. I thought Green Bay would take care of business, a team they usually beat, and they took off the second half as usual. The Rams, bad second half, and Denver's a no-show. I mean, what am I going to do? Hopefully Green Bay wins 2-3. I went 5-0, so 70% out of the gate. I got a shot at 70%. Hopefully.
I don't have the TV in this room, this office. It's 4th and 5.
I'm on a commercial. No, I'm on a commercial right now.
Are you sure? That's the StatCast that ESPN has it as 4th and 4th.
I got a 4th and inches. I want to say something happened. I don't know. That's why, Seattle. I had Seattle today on the site plus 10. Jimmy G comes in. I knew my bet was done when Gucci Garoppolo came in. Steelers under next week. Chargers -7. I got Chargers -3 on the sites. The freeze is on always. Yes, 46. The freeze. Just wait. Higgs freezes. Here we go. Everyone with the freeze. The freeze.
It's got to be your computer.
It's no, because
I was on. I wasn't frozen.
Yes, but then I'll go to watching YouTube, and the YouTube channel's fine. I'm watching you live, or I'm watching Tim when he takes over for me. That's
right. So it's got to be your computer or your internet. It can't be.
But why wouldn't it freeze up the whole computer? How can I watch you talk
because the
when I'm
streams keep
frozen?
going? The streams keep going. No matter what, even if we get for a few minutes at least.
Tyson.
Oh, so it's 3rd and goal now. So they did
second
get
and goal. So I guess the spot was. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're ahead of me.
3rd and goal on the 6. It says.
No, I got no opinion on this Raven game. Bears plus 20.
For the
I
game?
love it now. Now it's a winner.
I don't think you're getting that now.
Dogs are barking. Giants are going to Super Bowl. You lose next week. Yes, tough loss with the Rams. It's definitely going over at this point.
I Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, if they
They're
get
gonna,
7
you're
here,
down 2 touchdowns, so it's 3rd and goal. They're going to go for it on 4th
they got to
down.
go for it. They got to go. So even on 4th and goal, they got to go for it. Craig, we talked about Craig's circa. Love the videos. Thanks for coming in, Mike. I got the over 42 before the game. All right. Well, you're still alive. You need a touchdown here. Shake Green Bay. Sorry. Richie. Bills, Saints, Colts, Titans, Philly. Is this all for next week? Bills?
Yeah,
Saints next week. Yeah, it's got to be next week's game. Let me pull up the. So Bills. I
Oh,
already
that
bet
might
the
be
Bills.
this week.
I bet the Bills at 4.5 already. I know it's a short week. I don't care. They're, as far as I'm concerned, these guys are winning 15 games and they're just going to roll.
Well, I don't know 15 games.
Bengals, Jets. I want to take the Jets again here. I've been saying I took the Jets week 1. I didn't take them week 2. I'll probably take them here and end up losing. But here we go. Cincy. I know this is Craig's team. They just got to win by a touchdown. Forget it. Give me the Jets.
Remember last year they lost to Mike White at the Jets when they were up double digits.
Revenge spot.
It was one of my worst bad beats I've had last
revenge
year.
Game.
The Bengals were up big, and then they allowed him to Mike White to. He was the player of the week in the NFL that week. The players.
Well, that's why this is why they won't play that kid, because if he comes in and gets some wins and does really well, then people go back. Well, why are you taking? Wilson comes in, loses 2 or 3 games. So they put White back in.
Wilson's supposed to be back this week, or is it next week? Week 4, I think.
I'm just saying you could have started this young kid instead. Give a little spark.
Well, but
guy.
I think they thought Joe Flacco has the experience and he'll give them a better chance.
Listen, I know you want the revenge spot.
Someone
here.
says TD. Someone says knee was down. Higgs, what do we got here?
It looked like the knee was down.
So 3rd and 1 at the 1.
Is that what it is? 4th and goal.
3rd and 1 at the 1, I think. Right.
I got 4th and goal on my TV.
Oh, I'm behind now. How'd that happen? I went from ahead to behind.
I'll tell you what. I like the Panthers here. I like the Panthers every week. I don't know. I'm a sick. I'm a sick SOB.
To be very honest, the Panthers had just as good a chance to be 2-0 as they did 0-2.
Yes.
I still think the Browns. They got absolutely screwed.
I don't like the Saints outside. I don't like them outside. They're a dome team. I like them in the dome on some speed. Touchdown.
And what's this?
Touchdown? No, they stopped. I can't tell. Looks like a stop. They stopped them. That was 4th down. They stopped them. Are you kidding me? Under's alive. Me and Detroit Landry are going head-to-head here in total chaos. He's got the over. I got the under 41. Again, Vikings, like I said, 7.5. It is Minnesota time. Let's see. Here's the replay. Legs are moving. He looks – oh, I don't know. Maybe the ball did get there. Did they stop his momentum?
What did they call on the field?
No touchdown, yard short.
Cool.
I like Minnesota. Again, short week, but the 7.5 screams to me. Favorite. I'll take Minnie in the over just to be safe.
This one's hard to say because Minnesota was up like you can't believe to beat Green Bay, and being in the division, that meant a lot to them. Now they go to play on Monday Night Football. How will they play this week? If they play poorly, you might get, some line breakage here.
Come back down a little bit, possibly
7, which is a big difference because, like I said, I would buy it down.
Yeah, you're gonna. Yeah, if you like the fave, you're gonna.
So I'm gonna save 10%. If they play great, a big deal. It goes to 8. I'm not that big. I'm not worried. It ain't going to pass that. I don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe 8.5. Maybe later in the week if we got hammered.
The KC line has jumped, but I got an early number here.
Are they reviewing this? Are they reviewing this, Sean?
I'm in a commercial. What is this? Another how are they still making Halloween movies? Didn't this guy die in Halloween 1? He keeps coming back. This is like Halloween 47.
There's a reason why when you go to the movie theater, it's like $35 for a movie ticket, thing of popcorn and a drink now because they spend $1 bazillion advertising, bazillion dollars.
Who's gonna go see that movie? The first Halloween was awesome.
I went over the summer. I always go to the movies during the summer because during the day,
go down. So go in for a noon, 11 o'clock showing. It's like a $7 ticket. It's wonderful. Yes.
And I'm there's me.
You know what you do, Craig? You go to Five Below. You buy some gummy bears and stuff there for $1, and then you just go buy a drink when you get to the joint or pretzels. Yeah. I get the pretzel bites there.
So I watched I watched the Jurassic Park number 550, and believe it or not, the dinosaurs went crazy. I mean, it was I still watched it.
My son went with a couple of his lady friends to the movie,
And I
and it
saw
ended up
Beast.
it
Terrible
was
movie.
it was him and like 4 girls. Like the other guys all fell out. It was just him with the ladies. I'm like, did you take a picture with the girls and send it to your buddies back in Jersey? He's like, nah. What about this game? Pick 'em, Raiders Titans.
I would take the Raiders now if you like they call it a touchdown.
Touchdown. It looks like a touchdown.
I would play
Looks
the
like he's on
Raiders
the white.
now if
He's just
if
got to get to the white. Oh. If it's getting to the white, if it's a touchdown. If he has to get over the white, it's not a touchdown.
you just have to touch the white. You have to
Touchdown.
break the front of the. But if they called it not good on the field, you have to have definitive evidence to overturn it. That's always the BS in my opinion.
I don't have the volume on. I don't.
So if you like the Raiders, I'd take them now because if the Titans play really well, which I kind of think they might play a little better this week, if they keep it close to Tennessee, I think that the Titans
probably go to
-1,
-1,
1.5, and believe it or not, that 1.5 are they call it no touchdown.
First down on the inch yard line going the other way. How about a safety here to screw everything up? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because if they get a safety, well, I mean, they would still have to score a touchdown for it to matter, right? Because they still be down two touchdowns, 2 scores. Hey, look, it's 46. I missed it. I wasn't watching. It was 46 on the dot and frozen. So the Bears they're not getting a safety now. So poor Higgs. Higgs is like the 46. His number should be 46. We're going to get him a new jersey with the number 46 on it. Jojo Rabbit says you can see the ball touch the white. I'm not watching the game, so I'm only seeing the game cast here. So hour 2 freeze. You only can broadcast from like 48 to 44. After that, you can't do it more because of the freeze. So 3rd and 2 on the 9 at the 9. So man, good I did not send out. Usually I'm sending out some extras. Good I didn't because I would have had the over and yeah. Whew. 3rd and 2 though. This is the game if you're Bears or Packers. I think if they get this they're going to cover. Let's see if I can take this one off the screen.
The hour 2 freeze.
You can only broadcast from 47 or 48 to like 44 now.
Wait, seriously, what is that? That is
it's got to be something with your either internet or your computer.
But nothing else is affected. Not the TVs, I got another computer in front of me. Not the phones, not my son playing his games, nothing else flits out.
You need to message. You have the help desk at StreamYard, right? Like we have like a personal person.
All right. If
you don't ask Lenny because he has it.
I paid an extra $1,700 to put the Cat 6 wiring in every room. It's wired. I could just hardline right into the walls. It's not even like it's Wi-Fi.
Well, ask Lenny because at least they could look into it. I mean, StreamYard's got some really cool stuff coming out, like custom layouts and all that kind of stuff. But hey, this is the kind of stuff that matters. You got to be able to stay online. So
I could go for 46 minutes at the top of the hour.
All right, I'm getting off of here. I've got to figure out. I do have a play in Monday Night Football, but I'm looking at the other. It's like I like when it's just Monday night game because then it's like I could just focus on one game. There's 2 to choose from, and I have a play in the one. I'm like, should I play in the other one? Because
you don't have to play, Craig. You don't have to. Come on, you've been doing this
for a long time. Listen, I don't. But when you have 200 VIP subscribers, they all want plays on every freaking game. It seems like, and I'm trying to give what the people want. So I'll probably have a lesser play on the other game.
But when it loses, say, listen, folks, I didn't bet it. Don't be mad at me. I told you I sort of liked it. I didn't bet it myself. So
I'll probably have a play on the Bills Titans game, but not a super strong play because I think that game. Like I said, I would not be shocked if the Bills won by 1 million or the Titans won outright. I don't think the Titans just cover. I think they won't. If they can run the ball and keep the ball away, they can win. Yes. If they don't, it's going to be an absolute like it'll be a blowout of all blowouts.
Yeah, it'll be a 37-17, 37-13 type game.
Yeah, like Tennessee's the best running team in football. So if they can't do it, I think the rest of the teams in the league better be like, oh my goodness, this Bills team, if healthy, stays healthy, they're going to be really good. So, all right, Higgs, thank
All right,
you
brother.
for having me.
You got it.
Don't forget, I know it's not on the schedule, but Wednesday, let's do the hidden gems. We'll do our hidden gem 4 picks. I think it'll be a nice little.
All right,
segment.
I got my notes here for all the games I got to do this week. I get the NFL rapid fire. Wonderful. As if I don't have enough games anyway, I got to 5 more NFL.
I have been doing it, and the one negative, that I do most of the thing. I usually do one of the other rapid fires, but those are the most popular, and so I feel like all you guys that do the hard work, it's like, hey, I'll give you guys opportunities.
You put for everybody to listen, I would have texted this anyway. So it said like the highest game. What do you mean? Like the biggest spreads or just the highest priority? Like marquee games, you mean?
What do you mean?
Because you put an email like something like it's the what was your wording used for it? To pick the 5, like
I told Lenny just to pick the 5, games he likes, like the most high profile games.
the 5. Yeah, it says 5 biggest games on the board. So I figured it's a high profile.
Yeah,
that's what you mean. All
usually not the Sunday night and Monday night games because we do them
right.
separately. But like I always, but if there's one in there that you like, you really like that you want to talk about, then obviously Hannah. It's Thursday.
Texans,
right?
Texans, Bears, a good one to get into. Spend the whole show on that one.
The good thing is when we're doing the rapid fires, we're only spending 30 seconds, 35 seconds on each game, so maybe a minute at the most. So it's like you don't have to talk much. It's interesting. All right, buddy. We'll see you later.
Take it easy, Craig. Thanks for popping in. Eagles 350, Washington. I got no real initial lean on this. I want to say Eagles. Let's see what the Monday night holds in store here. They look really good. If they look bad. Bears, Texans. I like the Texans here. Kind of like what you see on Texans both weeks. They play a little defense. Bears are going to be coming off this Sunday night game. Take the 3 now because I think it's going to drop down. Take the 3 now. I want to say Jaguars +9 here. Who knows what this injury is like for our guy, A-Bear. Second 11, hold on, I'm watching the game. Deep ball. He's got him. And a face mask at the end, they won't call. Pack, Green Bay. Craig was here, we talked about this. I'm going to take the under here probably, 47.5. Falcons, Seattle. I want to take Atlanta. Spunky little bunch. No quit Atlanta for the +3 here, I think. And I'm not going to go under because I think Atlanta could score a little bit. Already bet the Rams at 4.5. I bet Denver at 3 and 46 under. Now, this was before Garoppolo came in. So we'll see what happens. Denver needs a big game. And Dallas, I got Dallas at +4.5. I'll add that to the chat here. Already bet that one. So we'll add that. And what do we say? We're going to go under Tampa. Texans. All right, let me get in. Oh my goodness. Where am I? Craig comes in. I lose all the comments here. Miami come back and won it. Big game for Miami. I'm sorry if I'm skipping around on everybody. Ravens game, brutal loss there. Yes. I like Carolina's slice. Everybody jumped that way. Exactly. But the good thing about that, Richie, is that you're probably on the right side. Trey would not be present for Morningwood tomorrow. Fact. He'll be there. Then he'll be there. Titans 350 tomorrow. Loser. Donation pile. Let's go Lions. Great call on the Jets. Thank you, Kevin. Yes, had the Jets. Lions, money line gets the Vikings. No. It's Colts +7. Give me Indy. Yeah, 7. Again, it's a different number than 3. You can't jump on live. Yeah, Lenny's probably banged up. Probably got a ripped T-shirt on. I just woke up. You mean from passing out? That's my Billy Madison. Tampa Bay gonna roll. I like the under against the Pack. They should flex it to Sunday night. McCarthy was 5-1 after an opener, lost before tonight. Streak continues. So far, so good. I mean, they're really trying to milk the clock here with Chicago down to one timeout. I mean, under 4 to go, playing for a field goal, playing safe. Stop playing safe. You know it's a loser if you have Green Bay here. Alfredo says, don't do it. I'm guessing that's the money line. Titans tomorrow. Mitch T, pick 6, also option at times. Trubisky. That's how the public's going to think that 40.5. Yeah, that 40.5 for, you know what? Public's always going to be on the over 40. That's for sure. I mean, I don't know if they loved it with the Browns and the Jets. I was like, let's go over this game. It was 39.5, kept coming down. I didn't see it. This game, I mean, I don't put out a play on the sites just to put it out. I can't do it. I can't. I fire. Boy, do I fire away when I have to. Here comes the Kenny Pickett campaign. Throw those guts out for NFL Week 3. Gut plays. I put out the gut play. Oh, Detroit Lenny's gut plays. Lions. Chiefs 6, locking them before it goes 7. It's already there, apparently. Should have had it at a 3. Too many points for Lions. I don't know. You know me, Richie. 7.5. I'm taking a fave. Kings of the North. Locking the Chiefs in, yes. Jay would rather lose with Dak than win with Cooper. Yes, I agree. Zoom meeting to find out the Lions are the best team in the NFC North. Kevin says he likes the points. Steelers and the under on a Thursday night. No opinion for me. Locked in already. Bills, Rams, KC, Denver under, and Dallas. And I'm going to take those Texans too. Detroit Lenny typing away. He's terrible. Talk about the Ravens game. We didn't talk for Ravens this week coming up. I know, obviously, Chris, I apologize. We're a little behind. I had Craig with me. I thought Jesse Shuley was going to pop in today. So Ravens Pats 3-43. I'm going to say I really don't have a great feel on that game, Chris. Like nothing's really jumping out on me on that one. Maybe I'll dig a little more during the week, but at first glance, you saw me with games I already bet and teams I liked. This one, nothing. Yeah, I got the 2.5. Right, 2.5. Where's my sheet here? I got mini +2 when it first opened. Only cause I bet openers down. A lot of time the money lines aren't posted on some sites on Sundays, like when I'm putting them out in the afternoon. Lines are changing as we think. Yes, as we chat, they're changing. Jojo Rabbit's in the house. Over 43. What game you thinking of out here? What game is this? Because I'm so far backed up in here. In college, I say off the big schools make the money in FCS. I like my minis, but I do grab some big schools. My best bet was on Georgia this week. Rolled. Never scared of laying 30-40 with the real Giants. Sometimes you have to. You look at Eastern Kentucky, 17 when I bought it up. Yeah, EKU. Yes. All right, hold on. Watching some Green Bay. Rodgers dancing. Nice catch, bobbled catch. We'll take it. Run that clock, baby. Run the clock. Didn't feel bad at all. Big run. Cuckoo. Seattle didn't cover. Yes, because Garoppolo came in. Fade the public. That's what we do. 49ers was no sweat. Yeah, I mean, listen, if it's Garoppolo playing, I'm on San Fran there. No doubt. Joe, you've been in the chat, Jojo. You saw me come in. I'm taking Seattle. I'm fading Trey Lance. Guys shouldn't be favored that much. Lance goes down. I'm done. Yes, you have a chance, definitely. Good bet there. 135 next week. Yeah, and at that point, I was already on Denver at -2.5 and -3, so I'm stuck. Not thinking it's Garoppolo. But on the flip side of that, our guy Russ versus the Niners, 30-23, 28-21 last year, pair of wins. 26-23, 37-27 in 2020. 26-21 loser, 27-24 OT winner in 2019. So he puts up some points there. It's not like he doesn't have success versus San Fran. So, but this offense, I thought it was being explosive offense, Denver. And you just shoot yourselves in the foot at the goal line. Terrible, terrible, terrible. You have to think like the public before we get these lines. Here's the thing, Richie, and we talk about it in midday money, right? Now that it's everywhere, going for a field goal here, so we get a nice push on 10. That's what's going to happen. 2-minute drill coming up. So with sports betting legal all over the place now, this kind of stuff, this is why you got to just get down on a good line early. All more inclusive, get a good line. And I hate it because you've seen me get down on good lines. I got good lines today again. I had good lines this weekend. Miami 4.5, Saints 4.5, Atlanta 13.5, Vegas 2.5, Cincy plus 2.5, under 51. Bills 7. I had good numbers, and I lost half of those bets. I mean, that's tough. NFL is, people say, guys a lot smarter than me who bet football. NFL is the toughest. Don't come in here and say crap's easy and this and that. Man, 20 years, I'm like 55, 56%. I consider myself, not that I'm good. I'm just happy that I can win consistently in NFL, betting sides and totals. Cuckoo with a TD. That had to be the Bears, but it was taken back. Knee was down. Bring it back. Jets on a roll. JoJo and Cuckoo going back. Inches, look, TD. The 2-hour freeze. Yeah, see, look, I could type in that I'm freezing and I can't be on here. Might still go under. I hope so, Swaggy D. How you been, Swaggy? Have not seen you in the midday money. Where you been, my guy? Where you been? Hope you're well. I got me and Detroit Lenny head-to-head in total chaos. I got under 41.5. He has over, and we're sitting at a 37 right now. So one of us is going to go 4-1. There'll be some bragging rights. And you can't complain. 3-2 over 100 games at 60%. That's not even a bad day. But I'm hoping the under cashes so I could take the belts and the panda hat from Detroit Lenny. Give out. Craig's gone. Instead of a side or total prop on the Thursday night game, I guess. Is that what we're talking about? Or the Monday night game, Richie? Is that what you wanted? Eagles, easy money. Swaggy's coming in easy money. I got to remember that for the show tomorrow. I'll take Eagles minus 14. Yeesh. Bills second half. See, I do Bills first half. Over the total. Texans money line sounds good against the Bears. Yes. I have the Packers minus 10. I have it on the sites. It was my best bet today, and I have it in the circuit contest, hoping to eke out another win. Great call on the Colts today. Who had the Colts? I didn't have the Colts. Let's go Saints against Baker. I don't know. I kind of like Baker. Is that an interception to lock up the under? We'll take it. And we'll take a winner on Green Bay. Nice. Needed a win when you take Denver and the over and they wet the bed for you. I can't complain. 17-9 in the NFL this season. It's all right. Could be better, but frustrated over getting good lines like Vegas and Cincy beating closing lines. New Orleans 4.5, beating it and losing. Ay. Over Eagles. Yes. They're rigging the Bears game. Here it comes. Yeah, NFL's tough. MLB, so as the season gets longer for me, it gets harder. Jojo, you're in the chat. You know how I bet. You know my thinking. August, September, And this week I'm having a rough one in the free picks. I can't pick a free pick run line because I'm not laying. There's no way I'm laying big faves, and I'm not laying 140, 160, $2. What did the Mets do today? Did they cover that 190 run line that they had? I mean, I can't do that. So you know what? It's a no play. Tomorrow I got a couple games posted. I don't even have a free pick tomorrow in baseball. It's just because strictly Vikings will be in the chat for midday morning. I'm not running to tell people to bet a baseball game. I mean, who do I have tomorrow in baseball? What do I got here? I got under 7. I got an under 7 and under 8 for the Mets and over Braves 8.5. Pack first half. Yeah, pack first half's the way to go. I should probably put more first half bets out at midday money, Markel. Not until the last third do I get it. Get what? Baseball? Yeah, the baseball is for me. It gets tough late now, especially when you see the separation of good, really good, and bad teams. So you have to fade like when the Yanks are on a losing streak, when the Yanks are playing bad, who's ever in a couple little rut, when the White Sox are bad, being favorites, you got to kind of jump on that train and ride them because hello, let's look at the games today. Dodgers. All right, so now they're in extra innings, up 3-2. Maybe they cover the run line. 180 road faves. White Sox 160 on the road. Tampa Bay, they covered the run line. They were $2 home faves. Atlanta covered the run line. But again, these are 140, 160s. I'm not going to lay that. I'm not laying that minus 220 number. What are we doing here? 2 minutes. We're still running the ball. We're still trying to do stuff here. I had Toronto run line today. Didn't get there. Houston was a big 350 fave. Mets covered the run line at 460. I can't bet those kind of games. You know this. Yeah, they all covered. That's all right. Listen, Richie, I'm rather just not play. I don't mind leaving a winner on the table because I'm not going to take a game. Because if I had to take the Mets and Atlanta and Tampa and all these $2, $3, $4 faves, again, picking and choosing, I can't. I can't do it. Didn't bet MLB today. No reason to with NFL. I like first half Bills. I like the Bills for the game. I got the Bills, and I can't even put it on the site. Can't even put it on the site because I got a -7. Imagine you buy my pick, say, hey, go buy this pick at 7, and you're laying 10. That's why I say buy a season pass, get a weekly pick, get a monthly pass. Can't even put out plays on the site. Put out one play today. It's the only game that didn't move Green Bay. Now it's going to hit. Wonderful. Everybody's a winner. And they're going to tune in tomorrow. And it is what it is. What are we going to do here, folks? All right. So long show tonight. Craig was with us. A little bit out of our usual element when it comes to doing our show. But, hey, I appreciate everybody sticking around for the time being. Packers wrap it up. Midday money tomorrow. Hope to see everybody there. Picks and parlays. Bookie blasters. Come on in. Winning free picks. Come over or say hello. Because we're not on the picks and parlays during the week. So, hope to see you. Take it easy.